Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Canada Immigration. We hope you're doing great. Well, in this, we'll talk about 4 provinces issue invitations in latest provincial immigration results and express entry. IRCC invites candidates in latest general draw. So, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for upcoming episodes. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. 4 provinces issue invitations in latest provincial immigration results. Ontario, British Columbia and Manitoba have issued nominations through their respective provincial nominee programs, PNPs, this week, while Quebec has also issued invitations through its provincial immigration program. Across Canada, 11 of the country's 13 provincial and territorial governments excluding Quebec and Nunavut, where PNPs are not operated, use their PNP to find immigration candidates who they feel best align with the labor force and demographic needs of their region. Upon being issued an expression of interest, EOI, by a province or territory, immigration candidates can proceed in one of 2 ways. 1. Base PNP stream. The candidate can use the EOI to apply for permanent residence directly through the PNP program. 2. Enhanced PNP stream. The candidate can use the notification of interest to apply for a provincial nomination certificate while in the express entry pool. Candidates who receive a provincial nomination certificate through an enhanced PNP stream will strengthen their candidacy for economic immigration through express entry because provincial nominees automatically receive an additional 600 comprehensive ranking system (CRS) points. Adding 600 additional CRS points will result in an invitation to apply for permanent residence at subsequent draws from the express entry pool. Provincial immigration results from February 3rd to February 9th. British Columbia PNP draw. This week, British Columbia conducted 4 targeted draws for skilled workers and international graduates through the British Columbia PNP. Specifically, in the February 6th draw, British Columbia issued the following number of invitations to candidates in these occupations. Note, the numbers included in brackets indicate the minimum score required for candidates in that particular occupational group. A. 46 invitations were issued to those in childcare, 60. B. 26 invitations were issued to those in construction, 75. C. 39 invitations were issued to those in healthcare, 60. D. Less than 5 invitations were issued to those in veterinary care, 60. In addition to the targeted draws this week, the British Columbia PNP also issued a total of 102 invites in a general draw on February 6th. This draw saw invitations spread between candidates from the following 5 streams. 1. Skilled worker. 2. Skilled worker, EBC option. 3. International graduate. 4. International graduate, EBC option. 5. Entry-level and semi-skilled. For all but one category, entry-level and semi-skilled candidates, the minimum score required was 122. In the case of entry-level and semi-skilled British Columbia PNP candidates, the February 6th draw required a minimum score of 97. Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program draw. Also on February 6th, the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, OINP, issued 2,086 notifications of interest, (NOIS), to candidates that qualified for Ontario's Express Entry Human Capital Priorities stream. The draw targeted candidates in healthcare occupations. All candidates who received a NOI in Ontario's February 6th draw had a CRS score in the range of 379 and 430. Then, on February 8th, the OINP conducted 3 more draws, 1 under the Human Capital Priority stream and 2 under the Employer Job Offer, International Student stream. The draw results are as follows. Human Capital Priorities draw, 2,118 invitations issued to candidates in tech occupations with scores ranging from 471 and 480. Employer Job Offer, International Student draw, 1,182 invitations issued to candidates with scores ranging from 78 and above. It was general, meaning no occupations were targeted. Employer Job Offer, International Student draw, 1,252 invitations issued to candidates who had scores ranging from 73 and above and a targeted draw for health and tech occupations. Aside from this week's PNP results, it is also worth noting that the Ontario government has announced it is suspending the receipt of applications to the OINP's Entrepreneur stream. This suspension has been in effect since December 4, 2023, but was announced officially this week. In an announcement on February 5th, Ontario clarified that this means no new expressions of interest or applications are being accepted, and the province is directing anyone with questions to contact business.immigration@ontario.ca. Quebec PNP draw. This week, Quebec has released the results of a January 24 draw that invited two separate groups of candidates based on different eligibility criteria. In total, the province invited 1,007 people to apply for permanent selection. Quebec does not operate a PNP, and the province has a unique arrangement with Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, that instead allows it to maintain control over provincial economic immigration policies and procedures. In the first group of candidates, extracted on January 4, all invitation recipients were required to have a valid job offer outside the territory of the Communauté Métropolitaine de Montréal. This means that no occupations or other human capital attributes were targeted. Those in the second group of candidates, extracted on January 22, were part of a draw that saw Quebec target specific occupations. This candidate group was required to have a minimum score of 615 to be considered, in addition to having to meet the following eligibility requirements: having a level 7 oral proficiency, or higher, in French according to the Échelle québécoise des niveaux de compétence en français, Quebec scale of French proficiency levels for adult immigrants, or its equivalent. Having a valid job offer outside the territory of the Communauté Métropolitaine de Montréal. Those who received an invitation can then apply for a Quebec selection certificate and then apply to IRCC for permanent residency. Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program. On February 8, Manitoba posted new results from 3 recent draws, inviting a total of 282 candidates. Under Skilled Worker in Manitoba stream of the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, MPNP, 151 letters of advice to apply were issued to candidates who declared that they had a close relative in Manitoba. The minimum score of these candidates was 619. The province also issued 83 letters of advice to apply through its international education stream. Finally, through the Skilled Worker Overseas stream of the MPNP, the provincial government issued 48 letters of advice to apply to eligible candidates with a minimum score of 713. Express Entry, IRCC invites candidates in latest general draw. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, has issued invitations to apply, ITAs, in the latest Express Entry draw. The department invited 1,490 candidates in a general draw. Candidates required a minimum comprehensive ranking system, CRS, score of 535. IRCC has held 5 draws so far in 2024. The first was on January 10 and invited 1,510 candidates with a minimum CRS of 546 in a general draw. The next 2 draws were also general. On January 23, the department invited 1,040 candidates with a minimum CRS of 543 and 730 candidates with a minimum score of 541 on January 31. The largest draw of the year so far took place on February 1 and invited 7,000 candidates in a category-based selection draw for Express Entry candidates with proficiency in French. Summary of Express Entry draw results in 2024. New language test accepted for Express Entry programs. As of January 30, IRCC is now accepting the Pearson Test of English Core PTE for all immigration streams except the Student Direct stream. This means that Express Entry candidates have another option for English language testing when they upload their profile to the IRCC website. Candidates must obtain a minimum Canadian Language Benchmark (CLB) score that differs depending on the Express Entry managed program they are applying for. The CLB is how IRCC evaluates a candidate's language ability in 4 categories: reading, speaking, listening, and writing. For example, candidates applying through the Federal Skilled Worker Program must score a minimum CLB of 7 in all categories. Candidates in the Canadian Experience Class (CEC) also require a score of 7 if their occupation falls under a National Occupation Classification Tier category of 0 or 1. SEC candidates with an occupation that falls under NOC Tier category of 2 or 3 need to score a CLB 5. Federal Skilled Trades Program candidates need a minimum CLB level of 5 for speaking and listening, and at least a level 4 for reading and writing. The PTE is the third option for Express Entry candidates to submit their English language test results to IRCC. The department announced that it had been approved last year. Candidates can also take the CELPIP General or IELTS General training to get their CLB score in English. That is all for today. In this video, what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next episode. Till then, take care.